Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. I didn't get a chance to get the college basketball content that I wanted out, but I want to touch on Texas and the beginning of their SEC basketball slate starting tonight versus Texas A&M at Texas A&M. Just a ridiculous stretch of basketball that they're getting ready to see from now through really January 18th. I mean, they go Texas A&M tonight, Auburn, who's second in the country, Tennessee, who's number one in the country. Those are back-to-back games next week. Then you go at OU, at Florida. OU's ranked 12th, Florida's ranked 6th, until Missouri on January 21st. So that's Texas's stretch coming up. And I know when I put the poll out there of the confidence meter for Texas basketball for people, it's as low as I've seen in a while, especially considering the team is currently at an 11-2 non-con record. But what does that non-con record mean, right? We've played a very, very light non-conference schedule. You had a tough loss in the very first game of the season to Ohio State, and then you lost the game to UConn, which you were uncompetitive, in my opinion, in the first half. Out coached, out played, out hustled, out toughed the whole bit. They came back and made it somewhat of a game, but that's it, right? I mean, Texas's best win is what, St. Joe's, New Mexico State. I mean, the ACC teams that they beat in NC State's not very good. Syracuse isn't very good. There's not much to hang your hat on from from the schedule standpoint. So what we do have to look at here is to have some type of hope is, can we get that scoring punch from these guys from the portal and our young freshman phenom Trey Johnson, who's averaging over 20 points per game, or at 19.7, but I think he'll be a guy that we need to average over 20 points per game. Um, Arthur Kaluma, Jordan Pope, who had 42 against New Orleans, starting to find his way. Tremont Mark. Guys are going to have to score the basketball on the perimeter, and Texas is just going to have to be a feisty team at the guard position on the wing. I know at least Jason Kidd is back, so you have some sort of try to uptick in the front court, but it's going to be a long season down low, with Cedric and these guys having to battle the bigs of the SEC. It's just the reality of the situation. I know a lot of people have questions about Rodney Terry and leading this basketball program and what has been Chris Beards and what hasn't. Well, we know now this season, this is, again, an all Rodney Terry roster this year. So everything is now on him. There's no more falling back to the old coach or anything like that. And we got to see how they navigate this stretch. To me, if they're able to go 500, and which would mean that they have a win against Auburn or Tennessee, if they're able to go 500 to get 2 or 3 wins out of this, then this is a team that can make the NCAA tournament and have their way in the right matchup potentially. If they drop all of these games, then obviously you guys are right about us being potentially in the doldrums of the SEC. So to make or break part of the season, I'm really, really excited to see what Trey Johnson is able to do, but more excitingly, how this team can come together. Trey's a great individual talent, but it cannot be done just on him alone. We already know we play a lot of ISO ball as it is. Some of it is out of necessity with, again, the strengths and weaknesses of the roster. But now that they've had those 13 games in non-conference, can they get a little closer? A healthy Jason Kidd coming back, can they get a little bit more uptick in the front court to challenge some of the better teams in the country? This SEC conference is loaded, folks, this year. So let me know what you think about the basketball team in the comments. Real quick hitter here. I think that Texas, again, we're going to learn everything we need to know about this team between now and January 18th. So, well, that'll be the next check-in for us as we navigate this gauntlet. But y'all, I'll be here to support it. Go, hey, like I say, let Trey hoop. Guys, y'all know what it is. Horns always up. Hook 'em.